crazy. And I know I've said this so many times before, but some of you guys that are ascending, you might be noticing some different things and some different actualities for yourself. Some of us truly are here to master ourselves, right? Through every level and stage of life, growth that happens, you know, some of us are truly here to learn, um, if that makes sense. This is what is in many people's soul contracts that end up in a spiritual, on a spiritual path or journey in their life. They're awakened to different things that, you know, their soul or their spirit needs to prosper. And once you begin walking down that path, different things open up to you, different perceptions, different belief systems, different ways that you want to hold yourself, different ways that you see yourself through your ascension as you grow, right? A lot of you guys, I'm telling you this because you have grown a lot. You have changed for the better. Some of you guys, you started taking life more seriously. Some of you guys are learning to, you know, leave certain things where they are. Some of you guys are learning how, where, and when to give yourself, your love, your emotion, your compassion, your empathy, different things like this. But I don't want to confuse y'all when I talk about, that game that a lot of us were asked if we wanted to play. A lot of y'all said no. I said no. We said no because we knew what that game was. No, this is a different type of game, right? This is, you know, I don't want to say the game of life because life isn't a game, but if you can understand the games in life, right? And I just heard DMX. What type of games are being played? How's it going down? So somebody might need to listen to that song, but that just came through as I was saying that. But some of you guys, you need to understand something here. When you play a game, right? Um, Usually there's levels in the game, and usually the goal is to master each level. Then you got to get to someone who, what they call, in most games. Well, I'm talking about games like we played growing up. I don't know about these games nowadays, but you get to a certain level and you get checkpoints, right? Checkpoints be like those tests that we go through where we're in the Seven of Pentacles. Like, okay, you're halfway through this level. We just got to make sure that you can do the rest of the level. All right, checkpoint. What'd you learn? We throw everything up in there, make sure you're good to go, and then you're on to complete that level, right? Many stop and goes. But then there comes a point where you finally beat the level. You master the level. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about. Okay? Some of you guys have mastered the levels. You beat the game. There's a game here. You beat the game. And I need you to understand what that means in totality. When you beat a game, you win. When you beat a game, the game is over. So there's some people here that are still going through these cycles thinking that, I need you to realize when you master the level, you beat the game. When you play the boss, right? And that's like that tougher character that you got to beat, and you beat the boss or whatever the case is in the game that you're playing, you have, you beat the game, right? So now the game is over. So you have to train your psyche to know, I already beat that game. I don't need to keep playing that. There's something here about this narrative on tarot where people want to keep continuing cycles. People want to keep putting out here the same content, the same information. These people aren't growing. A lot of us are ascending beyond what these messages can hold for us. A lot of you guys are gaining a lot of wisdom, and I'm going to use that word. Wise domes are being opened. So there's a lot of messages that are going to be coming to y'all, just like me. And these messages are meant for you guys to gain. There is now, with the game energy, I'm getting like it's time for a new one. It's kind of giving me the energy of, okay, it's 2024, PS5 is out, people still playing on PS4 type energy. You get what I'm saying? Like, upgrade. So there's this energy here of upgrading, and I don't know why I'm talking about games. Somebody might be a gamer, or somebody just out here playing games with you, and or me, whatever. And you get to a point where you realize, like, damn, like I done seen the same thing so many different ways, and every way it could be shown. I've already beat this game. It's kind of like expecting a different outcome to the ending of a game that you already know exactly how it's gonna end. And you might be wanting to go back into the game and play it over again and be like, maybe if I do this, I can win this way or a certain different out. You've played this game. You won the game. The game is over. Somebody needs to know that here. And I don't know what game is being played with you, but I feel like whatever this game is that people want to keep playing when it comes to you, you have already beat. So stand on top of that. Whatever that means, you are a winner. You have won. And this isn't, I'm better than you. This is, no, I beat that game already. Like, play me in another one type energy. So I don't know what that means, but this is what I get for this energy. It's time for a lot of us to move forward. It's time for a lot of us to understand something about ourselves. And I can't tell you what that is. Only you will know in your quiet meditation, your contemplation, your spiritual enlightening that's happening. All these things are happening right now for a purpose. It's time for new. And I myself, I'm tired of the same narrative. I'm tired of this fucking, same weird ass storyline that people keep trying to spin. It's old, it's redundant, it's slow, it's dumb. It's beneath a lot of us. And for those of you guys who are gaining more wisdom, with more wisdom comes more responsibility. Okay, so if y'all notice that I am a little bit more less open with what I speak on, it's because I'm understanding responsibility. I'm understanding divine authority. I'm understanding power and how it is meant to be used. I'm understanding, you know, we all got to go through what we got to go through in our own ways and on our own pace. So I can be here to give y'all messages all day. But sometimes, like I said before, you have to find that answer within self. Any good teacher is going to allow the student time to study, right? I can't be on here every day giving you guys everything, and you don't have to search for this within yourself. This is the journey of self exploration. So, what I can do is guide you in the direction in which you will find it, where you can look to find it, and I will always tell you it's within self. So, there's something here with that too. Um, Sacred knowledge is sacred knowledge, and I believe very seriously that people that are given such sacred knowledge are people that are trusted in the eyes of God. And with this trust comes understanding, discernment, and that power. Yes, it can be good. Yes, okay. But at the same time, it's very important to know how power in the wrong hands can be detrimental. And so sometimes, being a high priestess, when I want to share, sometimes sharing isn't the best thing. Sometimes, what is unknown is meant to be unknown until the one searching or seeking finds it, hermit. So I don't want y'all to think that I'm being, distant or nothing. I just know that this is a journey and you will have to search for your own confirmations. And I will always be here to do stuff like this to give you guys, what you need in the moment that you need it. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot changing. The status quo of tarot is changing. The narrative of the twin flame connection being the end all be all is changing. The narrative of, all of this being surrounding, a relationship is changing. There's more to life than that. There's more that we are here to learn We're here to master something other than, ourselves, to be with a person. We're here to be the best version of ourselves. We're here to learn all the gifts and abilities and capabilities that we've been given. We're here to create something better in the world than when we came in. We're here to be a guiding source of light to anyone in darkness. We're here to be the hand to hold when someone's walking the path alone. We're here to be the eyes to see when people are walking in darkness. We're here to be the voice of reason where there is none. We're here to be the divine bridge and mediators in situations where there wouldn't be any if we weren't involved. So, for a lot of us, in these moments of quiet contemplation, you're going to be learning more about your purpose, more about the reason for the game that was just played in your life. And I don't know how long this game has been being played, cycles, years. Some of you guys, this was a game that you was playing with different players. You understand? When I say different players, I mean like those relationships. If we're gonna talk relationship, you've been dating or dealing with the same person in different bodies for years, and you're like, damn, why do I keep attracting the same type of person? Because you never beat the game, because you never really played the game, realizing that you was the winner, realizing that you were due and destined to be the winner. You were destined to find out why you kept attracting the same people. It was also going to take for you to understand that it's your heart. So how do I attract bad people because I'm a good person? Well, it's just what you do. That's the earth angel in you. You see, the earth angel in you says that you attract people that need you. And a lot of you guys, you took that to mean situations were meant to last longer than they were truly meant to last. Some people, can resonate with the teaching. If you are true like me, can resonate with the teaching of not falling in love with the student, right? Meaning everyone that comes to us isn't someone we're meant to be in a relationship or be with forever. Sometimes people come into our lives for seasons, reasons, blessings, healing, lessons, karma, whatever. And we have to understand how to, with love, let situations go that aren't pouring back into us, right? And that's a lesson a lot of people are learning. So, yes, outside of where you have been is so much more. There's growth here. I see productivity. I'm seeing, good things coming. I'm seeing you opening up more to life. I'm seeing a lot of us have been blocked off. People haven't been blocking us. They like to think that. I'm so tired of hearing that somebody's trying to block somebody. Can't nobody block you. Only you can block you, realistically. But, some of us have been blocking ourselves from seeing certain things that are very much so deeply embedded within us, that have been covered up by layers and layers of life, right? And so this is why hermit mode is important. Because, like I said before, when you are by yourself, you're able to see more. When you pull yourself away from the world and you go within to find out what's going on in your world, you're then able to see what you don't want to be a part of that world. And with that comes separation. With that comes detachment. There's many layers to this. There's many. It's just not okay, I'm done now, and then I go. There's healing through every stage and level of this game. We never stop healing, and that's true. Because a lot of the things that we have held on to for far too long were things that were meant to be let go. And with letting go does come pain, does come hurt, does come sometimes sadness, depression, loneliness, isolation. All these things are normal. Okay? Don't let nobody tell you that someone that you gave everything to, your heart, your love, your time, your blah, 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 and you don't have a right to, grieve the loss of said thing. That's not human. Okay? So, you will have to go through the space of letting go and detaching. And this is why I say the art of detachment for those of us who are chosen is very important, because we must keep going. There are going to be many situations that we are put in position to call and called to try to heal. But when do you know when to stop trying to heal a situation? This is when you go within. This is when you get closer to God and you say, listen, man, you told me I was supposed to do this and this and that. I've done this, this and that, but this ain't happening. This isn't changing, blah, blah, blah. And God will say, okay, it's time. It's time for you to keep going. It's time for you to move on. It's time for this. But again, when it's loud, you can't really hear the voice of God. When you're around people every day, you really can't hear the voice of God. Okay? So, like I said, some of you guys are getting back with yourself. Some of you guys are forming a deeper union with yourself. Some of you guys are, dating yourself, loving yourself, if that makes sense, taking yourself out, providing for your own needs, like all of those things that for so long, so many of us have, thought differently about. You see, because there's a narrative here, like if you're alone, there's something wrong with you, you're miserable, nobody want to be with you. But sometimes it's honestly the complete opposite. Sometimes people be alone because they don't want to deal with the miserable Messies of the world, the bitter Beckys of the world, the mad Matthews of the world, like the conniving fucking Christophers, whoever these people are. I don't fucking know. I'm just making it up. Sometimes it's just easier to just do what you got to do and not worry about that. So some people are in that place too, and I feel you. I feel you. Um, I'm not telling you to give up on love, but I'm telling you, you know what love is because you give it to yourself daily. You know what love is not. So now we're realizing too in this game that we have just won. We're realizing the yellow flags before the red flags. We're realizing, we got to look for actions that match words and not just halfway, but all the way. If you can say something, you should be about it, right? If we out here walking it like we talk it every day, then we can expect and should be able to expect other people around us to be able to do the same. If there's a situation in your life that you're not understanding, cut it off. You don't need to figure out nothing else. There's nothing for you to figure out. A lot of people on here trying to figure out somebody else's life. Everybody on here want to watch tarot and finding out about their person or the person their person's connected to or what someone else is standing to gain. Don't let this shit fool you. People don't really be watching tarot to find out what's going on in their life. People be watching tarot to find out what's going on in other people's lives, to see what they can do in their lives to try to manipulate an outcome. Let's be real about it. Because I'm going to tell you something. There ain't many readers on this platform that I would listen to and take their word as gospel and move with it. There's very few of them because there have been a couple that I have listened to, and yes, that I have shared. And it's no shade, it's just when listening, I was directed down a path that was not for me. And I saw that. I saw that. And I thought to myself, what got me here? Why am I at this place? Why am I dealing with this person or having this experience? And it's because, oh well, this reader that I went to that I thought was guiding me actually was guiding me from a place of not knowing where I was actually going. You see? These readers don't know where you're going. All they're here to do is give you guidance on your path. So for a lot, that's why a lot of times I say, I don't know what your purpose is. You got to do what you got to do for you. You got to find your knowledge. Go to God in prayer and pray and meditate. Like I'm just here giving a message, but I'm not God for you. I am just someone who has learned and can share, and that's what I do. So I just want you guys to stay true to you. And times are changing. And you know, everyone seemed real and legit in the beginning. But the more you ascend, the more you will see what's real and legit for you is you. Your guidance is the most powerful guidance you will ever receive. And readers like myself, I'm just here to confirm for you what God already told you. Because I feel like if you resonate with anything I say, you are of God like I am. You understand? And we come together for a purpose. The purpose for a lot of you guys right now is to understand that your chosen calling is calling you. You're being called out of a situation. You're being called to leave the game alone that you already beat. God is saying you already surpassed that. God is saying, I already brought you out a victor. Why do you keep going back to the same game, playing it over and over again and stressing yourself out? You know all of the answers to a situation. You've dealt with all of the ups and downs the game had to offer. You learned all of the levels that were necessary for your growth. And we talked before about those steps. All right. We talked before about you guys walking up the steps to your destiny. And we talked about all of these things having to do with ascension. You have ascended. So stop going back down there, whatever that is, wherever that is. Stop going back. Some of you guys, what you really need to do is incorporate your shadow side more, because a lot of you guys, I feel like in this place of ascension, you're having many breakthroughs, right? And the breakthroughs are bringing you more into your light energy. But there's something here about you keep going back because your shadow side is calling you to something. There's something here with your shadow side. It's wanting you to see something. Something is still trying to be revealed to you. So there may be something that you guys might be going through a dark moment right now. And it's merely because I feel like these are the last pieces, okay, of something that's like residual energy. And I feel like you are over it, but I feel like your soul and spirit is still calling you to like investigate something in your shadow. Only you will know if this resonates for you. What I tell you about this energy is this is what a hermit does. A hermit goes in the dark and lights the way. And sometimes you do have to go back before you can go forward. So if any of you guys are in the space right now where, yes, you have ascended, but you're feeling called to acknowledge your shadow, I advise you to do such. I advise you to go in and look at what the shadow is for you. There's a fear here, there's an illusion, there is something that you are not seeing clearly. And I feel like once you do this, you will see the only thing to fear is fear itself. All right. I feel like a lot of you guys are might be in this energy of feeling fearful of being your best self because you don't know what that entails. You don't know what it entails to live life free of darkness. You don't know what it feels like to live life free of chaos. You don't know what it feels like to live life in peace. And so, like I said before, there's an urging or a nagging here for you to look at something one more time and set yourself free for good. The Six of Swords is here. And this is all a process. This is all a divine process that's happening. Information is coming, things are being broken down. You're given things to hold on to, things to release, right? You're given things to feel, you're given things to see, you're giving situations to experience, and it's all to gain wisdom. Why is that? Some of you guys are being called to places of teaching. Some of you guys are truly, truly, what do you call it? Way showers. It goes deeper than just being a hermit. The hermit is the one that gets the knowledge. But some of you guys are being called into a position of being a way shower now, being an actual guide to humanity. So, like I said, things are changing. In your specific game, everybody has a different game that they play in their life. Just like when we came into the spiritual belief system, we were taught everybody get a different test. Or did they not know this? Teacher says, we about to have a test. Test day, it's a pop quiz, right? You didn't know about this quiz, but you've been studying, right? Or you supposed to be. You've been going to class, or you're supposed to been there. Then you got the people that skip class. You got the people that don't show up, the people that come in late, the people that sleep through it. You know, those types of people. But then we got the people that come to class every day. They're ready with their notebooks. They're ready to learn. They're taking down, they're studying, they're going home, they're doing what they got to do. They're doing what they got to do, whatever, right? Now, pop quiz day is here. The ones that studied is always ready for a pop quiz, right? So God's the teacher, right? God's the teacher in this pop quiz. And we got all the students in the classroom. And God's handing out tests, right? Every person that gets a test, the test is different. The test is different. So why is the test different? Because everyone in the class is a different person, right? So everybody gets a different test, and the test is based off of their life, and only God knows the answers. So then you got someone sitting next to you, right? They next to you, and they're not paying attention because they haven't paid attention the whole school year. But they're thinking, oh, okay, it's multiple choice, and I can see they're putting A for number one, B for number two, C for number three. Okay, let me do that, right? Okay. So now it's time to pass in the test. The one that studied knows the answers, they got the answers right. The one that didn't study got all the answers wrong. But I thought I was copying. Okay, but we all got different tests. So joke's on you. You get it? This is how this is going right now. This is truly how this is going. So, with that energy, some people may be upset. Some people may be upset that you passed. Some people may be upset that you won. Some people may be upset that whatever, but you did the work. You did the work. And that's what I want you to know. And I want you to know I'm proud of y'all. And I want you to know never again in your life will you have to experience a game like the one that you just beat. Okay? Because now that you have the tools that you need, you're being set up to be able to create the next game that you want to play. You have all the tools that you need. The ball is in your court. It always has been, God says. But you didn't realize that. So now that you know what you know, now that you've gone through what you've gone through, now that you've experienced what you've experienced, how can you go out into this world and create a better game for yourself and other people where it's one that more people can win? You understand? Because that's what it's about, expansion. We can all win. No one has to be a winner and a loser. But if you choose to be a loser, you'll be one. But I kind of feel like more people want to be winners. And I feel like I just heard EA Sports. It's in the game. It's funny. But, anyways, so that's what it's about, y'all. Staying true to you, your life, your purpose, your mission, your lane, your chariot, your Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles keeps coming up because that's God trying to tell y'all this is what you created. And a thing with manifesting too is manifestation. You got the Magician, the Ace of Pentacles. That means what you're seeing, what you're holding in your hand is what you created. And I said before, if you don't like the way something looks, change it. That's the gift of every day. A new beginning happens every day. You can 8 of Cups something every day. Okay, I wanted to manifest this, but now I see how it's coming in, and I really don't like how that's looking. Like, I wanted that maybe 2 months ago, but now 2 months later, I've grown. I don't really see that as something that's beneficial to me anymore. Okay, so what do you get mad and think that you're not doing what you're supposed to? No, you just change what you want. You change what you want to see. That's why every day is a gift. That's why. Because every day we have what we need to manifest what we want. But we got to know what's right for us. And a lot of times, just because we want it doesn't mean we need it. And we realize that when we manifest as well. We can want everything we want, but do we need it? Is it good for us? You get what I'm saying? A lot of you guys are learning. You're exploring, you're expanding, and you're receiving. So some of you guys, this is happening right now. You are open and receptive, and this is where God is about to pour into you more and more and more about you. Less about others, more about you, because it's always been about you. That was one thing that these trolls said that I had to realize. I never thought it was about me, but I keep hearing that from God. It's about you. This is your journey. This is your path. What do you want? Yeah, I know you want to make people happy. I know you want to heal everybody. I know you want everybody to receive these blessings. I know you want everybody to have a good life. But what do you want for you? And that's crazy when you really think about how often we don't think about ourselves because we're thinking about someone else. So for someone to say that someone like me or you, if you resonate with this, are selfish, that's the furthest thing from the truth. Because a lot of us want things for other people, and that's what we manifest. Like, if you really think about, if you sit here and you think about your manifestation journey and what it is you've been trying to manifest. You're an earth angel, right? You're a speaker, whatever you are. You're manifesting truth, you're manifesting light, you're manifesting love, you're manifesting spiritual awakenings in people. You're rising souls every day. You're uplifting people, you're bringing people closer to God. That's what you're doing for other people. And yes, God needed you to do that. That's why he's using you as the vessel. But at the same time, how many times during the day do you actually sit there and think about what you want for you? Light bulb moment, huh? Shit, everything I've been doing's been for everybody else. Yeah, but that's because you're a beautiful person. So now God is saying in hermit mode, beautiful person that you are, it's time for you to tell the universe what you want for you. And it's time for you to get what you've been asking for. You see, when we give these messages to people, they very rarely come back and tell us that these things have happened in their lives. But God lets us know. And that's kind of why some of you guys are getting these things in secret. Like I'm seeing the victory, the Six of Wands in hermit mode. Like, because what's yours is yours. It's time for you to be blessed. And just like you didn't know when everyone in your world was being blessed, right? When you was trying to give the blessings. Well, now you're being given to. And it doesn't seem like God wants everybody to know. So, some of you guys take that as it resonates, okay? If you're in a season where you're feeling a little bit isolated, but you know things are moving, you can see the change, you know you're ascending, then just be open, be receptive, because you're about to receive the things that you could not receive because you were giving to other individuals. You understand? Love is love. If it's not, it never was. But you got to love you a little bit more right now, is what God is saying. Close out this cycle, close out this chapter, move forward into this new beginning with the wisdom and the knowledge that you have gained, with the forgiveness in your heart, with the clarity of your mind, with the passion in your spirit, and go out here and be great because you are greatness. And I said this before. I love y'all. Have a good night.